Hey guys, welcome back to another Tyler and Eli Fantasy Football Tips. We are back from a 2-week hiatus. We are injured, but we are ready to go. We figured, hey, the NFL's injured. Why can't we be injured? So let me introduce you to one of the guys who got injured. It is Eli Boloski.
Hey guys, the reason why we didn't do it in the past 2 weeks is because I dislocated my elbow, because I was playing with my friends and I jumped off of my porch.
Yeah, dislocated his elbow. I had a leg injury, but we are back ready to go for the rest of the season. But before we get started, I want to let you guys know we are energized by Shaklee Energy Pure Energy Chews. They are tasty. They are really good, guys. We've tried all the over-the-counter drinks and energy stuff like that. But guys, listen, Shaklee is the real deal. They're 100% green, and the natural citrus burst Energy Chew is great. I had a cup of coffee this morning, and I was just dragging still. I popped one of these guys in, ate it. It's about the size and taste of a Starburst, and they are great. Before exercising, need a little extra sustained energy, improve your performance, sharpen your focus, improve your mood. Guys, Shaklee is the real deal, and we'll give you more information on how to get a hold of Shaklee and my wife, Amy, at the end of the podcast. So let's dive right into it. We got our nines, Eli, our news, injury notes, and entertainment for this week's 5. So the first one up is Tom Brady is back.
Yes,
I know,
finally.
right? I am super excited. I love Tom Brady.
It seems so long.
It does. I love Tom Brady. And guys, he's ready to go. Put him in, start him the rest of the year. I mean, he's going to have a bye soon, but start him. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Next one. Wow. Next one up is running back Thomas Rawls is out for the rest of October. Excuse me. You may not even want to just. He's probably going to be dumped. If you've already dropped him, he's not going to start the rest of the year. They got Christian Michael. He's going to be their starting running back.
And they got CJ Prosise.
Yeah, so Rawls is on the back burner for at least the rest of October.
Yeah.
Next up is Sammy Watkins from Buffalo. He is on the IR for 8 weeks for the foot injury he had this summer.
Yeah.
Most likely going to be done for this season, so go ahead and drop him. Just keep an eye out. Maybe he comes back, but I highly doubt it. So drop him. And since we did mention the Buffalo Bills, we got to mention our other sponsor, GJP in Oswego over at the JCPenney Plaza. Guys, Larry's waiting for your orders. He loves you guys. He loves listening to the podcast. Get your pizza and wings order in today for your Super Bowl party. That'd be great in February.
Yeah.
But for the big games tomorrow and even today, college football is ready to go. So give Larry a call at 315-207-1000. Check him out on Facebook at GJP in Oswego. And Larry will hook you up with some pizza and wings and pasta and cannolis. Yeah, salads and subs. All right, next up is Cam Newton. Sustained a concussion last week against the Falcons.
Yeah.
He has yet to practice this week, Eli. And let me tell you, that is huge because now people are going to decide whether they're going to get a backup quarterback or do they pick up Derek Anderson for Monday's game. What would you do?
I would not pick up Derek Anderson because in the last, 5 minutes of the game, he threw 2 interceptions. Both of them were pick sixes, I think.
One of them was, yep.
One of them. But either way, he's not really a go-to guy. I would highly suggest to take a backup quarterback, not Derek Anderson.
Exactly. I agree with that. I like Derek Anderson in a sense because he has proven himself. He's a veteran. He did great last year.
Yep.
But go with it. If you can get a better backup, go for that. You're going to be waiting last minute with Derek Anderson on Monday night. Mm-hmm. But if you can pick up like an Andy Dalton or even the Sam Bradford, go for that, I think.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Eli. Who do we got next on the injury list?
Kevin White has an ankle injury, and he is done for the season, which stinks because we had Brian Hoyer, and he has no one because Eddie Royal is injured, Kevin White is injured, and Alshon Jeffrey, they're going to be double teaming him, if not triple teaming him.
Yep.
And we had Kevin White, so now we have to drop him.
Yep, you're right. That's going to be huge for Chicago. Kevin White cannot stay healthy. He was injured all year. Last year, he's injured now for the rest of this year. The kid can't stay healthy, unfortunately. He's good. but he cannot catch a break with that. So go ahead and drop him. Pick someone else up. Pick up Eddie Royal if you want to. He's one of those flash in the pan type of guys though. But be careful of that. So next up we have Latavius Murray is out for at least this week with a turf toe injury, Eli, and that's tough because you need your feet to run.
Yeah.
But so bench him, Latavius Murray from Oakland. Be watching out for him. We'll keep you updated next week on him. He may miss next week. Turf toes are nothing to mess around with because you need that to run.
Yeah, and they really hurt because I played indoor soccer once with the turf, and it hurts when you get something like that.
Yeah, you're right. All right, tight end Tyler Eifert was going to come back this week, but he sustained a back injury, so he is out again this week. So, guys, at this point, if you can trade him, go for it. I don't know how well he's going to be. He's going to do awesome when he comes back, if he comes back. But they're shooting probably for next week. So hold tight with him. Pick up the backup. Pick up Kyle Rudolph if he's still there. Hang tight with Eifert. I know it's kind of frustrating, but he's going to get back.
Hopefully.
Who do we got next up, Eli?
We have Eric Ebron. He has an ankle and knee injury out this week, and he's been injured this whole season. So they thought he tore his Achilles, but he didn't. But he just got minor injury, and then he just got injured again.
Yeah, so he's a tough one. He was supposed to have high hopes this year. He will be back next week most likely. So just pick up a backup. Once again, like Eifert, pick up a backup. He'll be back next week. It's a knee ankle injury. And then last we have, well, not last, but we have Matt Forte. They had suspicions of knee and rib injuries early this week, but he is good to go. So start Matt Forte this week. The Jets versus the Steelers. It'll be tough sledding. It's going to be a tough run for him.
Yeah.
But get him in your lineup. You drafted him for a reason.
Yeah.
Two more. We have Justin Forsett was dropped by the Ravens.
Yep.
Now that's not too big of a deal. He's coming down. His time in the NFL may be done. He is trying to look for a job. And there are teams out there that need a running back, like Miami, the Giants.
I don't think the Giants would really want him though. He's a headache.
He's not really a headache. He just isn't doing so well this year. Even Oakland may want to look at him. San Diego could look at him. So there's teams out there. Chicago needs another running back.
Buffalo maybe.
Yeah, Buffalo. So there are teams that could use him. Whether they pick him up or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then last, this just came across. Stefan Diggs groin injury is a game time decision. So keep a lookout for him tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, with the latest on him. Just keep your eye out for him. Mm-hmm. Along with Shady McCoy, LaShawn McCoy, he had sustained a hand injury yesterday in practice. He says he's good to go, but you need your hand to hang on a football. So.
And that he said that last year, and he was not good to go.
So guys, just watch out for Stefan Diggs. And Charles Sims is also a game time decision, the starting running back now for Tampa Bay. He plays Monday, so he's one of those guys. If you can put someone else in, I would do that instead because you can't wait Monday. You can't wait Monday for a running back. It's different for a quarterback. So Charles Sims is a game time decision on Monday. Next, we have our worldwide famous candy bar bets. Eli, you want to update us on who is winning those?
All right. First one, the very first one we made, Doug Baldwin versus Tyler Lockett. I have Doug Baldwin. He has Tyler Lockett. Doug Baldwin is winning. It's actually a big blowout. Next up is Antonio Brown versus OBJ. I had Antonio Brown. He had OBJ, and Antonio Brown right now is winning. Next, Randall Cobb versus Willie Snead. Willie Snead is winning. He had Willie Snead. I had Randall Cobb. Newton versus Rodgers. I had Newton. He had Rodgers, and Newton is winning. Matt Ryan versus Jameis Winston. He had Matt Ryan. I had Jameis Winston. And Matt Ryan is winning. Big Ben versus Drew Brees. I had Big Ben, and Tyler had Drew Brees. Ezekiel Elliott versus Eddie Lacy. I had Ezekiel Elliott, and he had Eddie Lacy. Ezekiel Elliott is winning. And Matt Forte versus LaShawn McCoy. He had LaShawn McCoy. I had Matt Forte, and LaShawn McCoy is winning. Latavius Murray versus DeMarco Murray. I had Latavius Murray. He had DeMarco Murray.
Yeah, DeMarco Murray is tearing it up this year. And
I know.
And you did not think he would. You think he'd be injured, and it's still a long season to go. But yeah, DeMarco is tearing it up, guys. So no, you can keep going. Yeah, DeMarco is tearing it up.
Zach Miller versus Gary Barnage. He had Barnage. I had Miller. And
Yeah, Barnage
Miller's
is not
winning.
doing anything this year, guys.
Yeah.
I thought the Browns were going to be great. RG3 went down. You know what, though? They are doing good. They're putting up 20, 21 points every week. Their defense is not holding to the other team.
They can't pass 21 points.
They can't, but fantasy-wise, some of those guys, Terrell Pryor is doing great as a receiver, running back,
So
and
is,
quarterback.
Cody Kessler.
Cody Kessler's coming on strong as the rookie. Duke Johnson's catching the ball, and Isaiah Correll is actually in the top 2 or 3 running backs rushing yards. So they got the
Really?
team. They're a couple years away. Hugh Jackson is doing a great job there. So they're not going to do it this year. Next year, maybe the year after. They got that young core.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out in Cleveland. They may sneak a win here and there. They play New England, and we'll get to that later. Keep going, bud.
The Texans versus the Cardinals. The defenses. I had the Texans. He had the Cardinals. Cardinals are winning. And last but not least, Mason Crosby. I had Mason Crosby versus Roberto Aguayo. He had Roberto Aguayo, and Mason Crosby is winning. And so those are the world famous candy bar bets.
Candy bar bets.
Whoop whoop.
All right, so Eli, you are up. I think you're up by 1. No, 2, because you had Derek Carr versus RG3. So you're up by 2 candy bars right now, but still a long season. And I can't wait to see what the results are because my guys
Yeah.
are going to come back and win.
Hopefully not.
All right, so moving on to the next part of the podcast, guys. This is where we break down some of the games, give you our picks, the starts, not starts. First one up is, before we do that, I want to introduce you to 2 of our famous guests. We've had them on before. You guys know them as Matthew Boloski and Parker Boloski. They're going to help us break down some of the games, give them their winners, and they're excited to be on. How you doing, Matthew?
Good.
How you doing, Parker?
Good.
You guys ready to pick some games?
Yep. Yes.
All right, so the first one up is the Patriots and Browns. Go ahead and start Brady. Start LeGarrette Blount, Julian Edelman.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Maybe Gronk.
Maybe Gronk. He's still suffering that injury, but
Yeah.
if definitely Marcellus Bennett. And for Cleveland, you got to start Corral, Pryor, and that'd probably be about it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you have like someone on bye like Russell Wilson, Blake Bortles, or Drew Brees, then I guess you could put Cody Kessler in. Then but that's about it. For the
yeah,
Browns.
and you mentioned buys this week. You got the Kansas City Chiefs, New Orleans Saints, Seattle Seahawks, and Jacksonville Jaguars are on bye. So let's get the pick, Eli. New England or Cleveland?
I think New England is gonna win. I mean, they probably will because they have Tom Brady back, and Julian Edelman is gonna be a star now that Tom Brady's back.
I like the Patriots. Parker, Patriots or Browns?
Patriots.
Patriots. Matthew, Browns or Patriots?
Browns.
Matthew's going with the upset in the Browns. I like that. Nice. All right, next up, Philly versus Detroit. Philly, you want to go ahead and start Charlie Wentz, Ryan, and Jordan Matthews. Zach Ertz is back. He's playing this week, so go ahead and start him.
Yeah.
Detroit, probably maybe Matthew Stafford. Some people are shying away from him. Definitely.
If you have a guy on bye.
Yeah, definitely Marvin Jones, and that'd probably be about it.
Golden
Tate.
Tate is a little iffy. He's questionable to start because he has a injury.
Yep, and then Anquan Bolden could be a deep sleeper for if you need a receiver, but I would probably, if you're in a small team, probably not. So Eagles or Lions, Matthew? Eagles or Lions?
Eagles.
Eagles. Parker, Eagles or Lions?
Lions.
Lions. Eli.
I think the Eagles we sneak away with a win.
I'm going to go Eagles too. Their defense is just too powerful this year. They're doing good. That's a good pick, Mo Matthew. It's an upset pick. You have 2 upsets so far. Chicago Bears at the Indianapolis Colts. Really, Andrew Luck, T.Y. Hilton, Frank Gore. A lot of people like Gore this year.
And Dwayne Allen.
Maybe. He's not doing so hot this year, but you never know. He could be one of those sneaky sleepers. Chicago, pretty much just Jordan Howard And that's about it. I was going to go Brian Hoyer, but with all the injuries to receiving core, it's not looking good for him. Probably Zach Miller would be about it to start.
Yeah.
So, Parker, do you want the Bears or the Colts?
Colts.
Colts, Matthew.
Browns.
You mean the Bears?
The Bears.
The Bears. Eli, Bears or Colts?
Colts.
I'm going to go with the Bears also. I think the Bears have just a little bit better defense. All right, Tennessee Titans versus the Miami Dolphins. Tennessee Titans, Derrick Henry. No, not Derrick Henry. DeMarco Murray and Delaney Walker are really about it. Miami, probably just Jarvis Landry and maybe Ryan Tannehill. Parker is getting up there. He may get a lot of catches, and Jay Ajayi is not going to do anything.
Nope.
So I need Tennessee Titans or Miami Dolphins. Eli, Titans or Dolphins?
Probably. I think the Titans will win.
Titans. All right, Matthew. Titans or Dolphins?
Titans.
Parker. Titans or Dolphins?
Dolphins.
The Dolphins. I'm gonna go with the Titans in the upset. I think Titans. All right, Washington Redskins versus the Baltimore Ravens. This is gonna be a good game.
It really is.
Washington. Kirk Cousins, Matt Jones. He's a top fantasy point getter. I think he's up there. I know he's good. Matt Jones, and really that's about it.
Deshaun Jackson, maybe.
Maybe. Jordan Reed, definitely. Baltimore, Joe Flacco, Steve Smith Sr., and Terrence West is going to start this week.
Yep.
He's the number one back. All right, so Washington Redskins. The Redskins or Ravens, Parker? Redskins. Redskins or Ravens, Matthew? Ravens.
I think the Ravens will win.
I'm going to go with the Ravens also. Houston Texans, Minnesota Vikings. Stephon Diggs, like I said, it's out with it. Not out, but he's suffering a groin injury. Maybe start him if you need to. Really, other than that, you're not going to start anyone. Jerick McKinnon, you can start.
Maybe.
Kyle Rudolph, definitely start him. Houston,
DeAndre Hopkins, Lamar Miller,
and Will Fuller. Though Minnesota's defense is great this year, so just be cautious of that. So you want the Texans or Vikings, Parker? Vikings or Texans, Matthew?
Probably the Texans.
He's going with the Texans with the upset. Eli?
Texans. I think the Texans will win.
I'm going to take the Texans also. They're going to find a hole. Somehow Brock Osweiler will overcome the terrific defense from Minnesota. I think I'm going to regret that pick, though. All right, next up, Jets versus the Steelers. Steelers, you definitely want Big Ben, Le'Veon Bell.
And we don't really have to say it because you know.
Antonio Brown, Sammy Coates, get him in there. Jesse James is a sleeper if you need him, if you have Eifert or Ebron. And
or if you have Jimmy Graham or
Kelsey, yep. And for the Jets, you definitely want Matt Forte, Brandon Marshall. Quincy Enunwa is kind of on the bubble if you need someone. Ryan Fitzpatrick, as we need to start him, we're going to start him. He has a touchdown in every game so far this year. And yes, he has 10 interceptions every game, but he's going to get you 20, 25 points. So, Matthew, Jets or Steelers?
Probably Jets because I do not like them.
All right, so you can go with the Jets? Eli, Jets or Steelers?
I think the Steelers will win again.
All right, Parker, nice and loud. Steelers or Jets?
Jets.
The Jets, and I'm going to go with the Steelers. Next up is the Falcons and Broncos. This is going to be a great game. High-power offense. Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, definitely. Devontae Freeman, you want to get in there.
Maybe Tevin Coleman.
However, he is suffering from what they call sickle cell symptoms, which means it's tough to play at high altitudes in Denver. So you may want to be cautious of him. He may not get the heavy workload. So I would definitely, I would bench him this week. He's not going to do too hot. But for Denver, get in C.J. Anderson, Emmanuel Sanders, De'Trell Thomas, Demaryius Thomas.
Oh, wait, you said that.
And Trevor Siemian is supposed to play, but maybe if you need a filler.
Yeah.
So, Matthew, Falcons or Broncos?
I'll go with the Broncos.
Parker, Broncos or Falcons?
Falcons.
All right. Eli?
I think, probably the Falcons.
I'm going to go with Denver. They got the defense. They're going to do it.
They really do, but that's a big upset though, because their offense hasn't been doing anything
It-
except for CJ.
It will be a good matchup. All right, the Bengals and Cowboys. Bengals, Andy Dalton. You definitely want AJ Green, Jeremy Hill, and Gio Bernard if you need some pass catching points. Dallas Cowboys, Zeke Elliott, obviously. Des Bryant is game time decision. And that's about it. Zeke Elliott, maybe Dak Prescott if you need a filler. So, Parker, nice and loud. Bengals or Cowboys?
Cowboys.
All right, Cowboys. Matthew,
Cowboys because I love Ezekiel.
you love Ezekiel Elliott. You have him on your fantasy team.
Yeah.
Yep, he got you. He has you in third place right now. So keep it going, bud. I'm gonna go with the upset and pick the Bengals. Actually, that's probably not an upset, but I'm picking the Bengals. Eli, Bengals or Cowboys?
I think I think Dallas will win.
Oh, that may be more of an upset than anything.
Yeah.
All right, so the two defensive teams that are coming up: Buffalo Bills, Los Angeles Rams. Buffalo, you want to start LaShawn McCoy, and probably that's maybe Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
about
Tyrod
it.
Taylor. 'Cause
Sammy's
Sammy
down.
Watkins is out. You don't really want to start Robert.
Yeah, unless you absolutely
Woods.
have to in a deep league. And for the Rams, Todd Gurley still. I mean, they got Quick and Austin, but I would just go with
And Pharaoh Cooper.
I would just go with Gurley for that matchup.
Yeah.
So Matthew, Buffalo Bills or the Rams?
I like the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills, Matthew or Eli.
I think Los Angeles.
Gonna go with the Rams.
Yeah.
Nice, Parker. Nice and loud. Bills or Rams?
Rams.
Rams. I am gonna go with the Rams too. That's a good pick. You like that pick?
Yeah.
All right.
That's funny.
Yeah. All right. So the San Diego Chargers and Oakland Raiders. The Chargers. You definitely want Phillip Rivers and Melvin Gordon touchdown in every game so far this year.
Yeah.
As far as that, that's about it. I mean, they got some receivers, but no one to talk about really.
Yeah.
Oakland, you have
Derek
Derek Carr,
Carr.
Cooper, Crabtree. Definitely get those guys in there. Clive Walford, game time decision. If you need a deep tight end, obviously Latavius Murray is out. The two backup running backs, don't know their names because they're not worthy to start. Don't start them unless you need to.
Yeah.
All right, Matthew, Chargers or the Raiders?
Probably the
The
Raiders.
Raiders. Parker, Chargers or Raiders?
Raiders.
Raiders. All right, Eli.
Raiders will win.
I
Definitely.
think you picked the Raiders, Matthew.
Yep.
Clean sweep, Raiders. I picked the Raiders too. The game of the week, I have the Giants and Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Giants definitely start Eli Manning. Will Ty if you need a deep tight end. Running backs, none. Wide receivers, OBJ, Cruz,
Sterling
and
Shepard.
Shepard. Definitely get them in there. Eli,
Maybe not Cruz.
I would put Cruz in there. If you need another wide receiver, he's right up there. Green Bay, you have Rodgers, Lacey,
Jordy Nelson.
Nelson, Cobb. This could be his make or break game this week, Cobb. So maybe if you need him, and Richard Rodgers, get him in there if you need a tight end help. So a lot of people are saying Beckham Jr. is going to have a huge game. I heard people say 10 catches, 200 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Eli, what do you think about that?
That's pretty good. That's he'll match up to Julio with those points.
Yeah,
That's about
almost 50.
40-something points.
Almost 50 points or so if you do PPRs.
Yeah.
Guys, it's either gonna be a huge shootout, lots of touchdowns, or
Or
it's gonna
7-0.
be 7-0, 10-0 because the defense. But both defenses aren't that great, so
It's probably gonna be a shootout.
hopefully a shootout. That'd be great for fantasy owners. All right,
Yeah.
so the game of the week: Parker, Green Bay Packers or New York Giants?
Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers. Matthew, Packers or Giants?
Probably Packers.
All right, Eli, Packers or Giants?
This is really a tough one. This is the game of the week. Probably the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, I think the Packers will win, but I'm gonna pick the Giants because I like the Giants. I'm gonna lose, but I want the fantasy points, so let's go for that. All right, in the last game, Monday night, Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. Tampa Bay, get Winston in there if you need a backup quarterback or you're starting 2 quarterbacks. Running backs, like I said, Charles Sims is game time. I wouldn't start him.
No.
Same with Jaquez Rogers. He's not really start worthy. Definitely you want Mike Evans, and that's about. Oh, and Cameron Bratt, the tight end. He's good. I almost got him on our waiver wire, and then one of the guys picked him up, and I offered him $5 for him. He still said no. I said, hey, I'll give you $5, real $5 cash. He said no. So that's how good he is. He's going to be good. Carolina, you're going to start Calvin Benjamin. That's about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about any of the running backs for
Derek
Carolina.
Anderson, no way.
Derek Anderson, if you want to take that gamble, sure. If Cam Newton starts, yes, Cam Newton, but I don't think he's going to. I mean, he does have that extra day to get out of that concussion, but I don't think he's going to start.
No.
And as far as any of the defenses, obviously you want Philadelphia defense, you want Denver defense, maybe Pittsburgh defense, Minnesota. Other than that, you're just going to be streaming defenses. Green Bay Giants, probably stay away from both of them. So that is going to do it for our picks. I want to say thank you to our super cool guest, Matthew Boloski. Thanks for coming on.
Bye-bye. See you later. Adios.
All right.
Bye.
Parker, thank you for coming on, buddy.
Bye.
We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yes.
All right, guys. You guys can head out of the studio, and we're going to finish up the podcast, and we're going to wrap it up. Let's,
Yeah, goodbye.
Eli, take it over for 1 second. Just start talking about anything you want to talk about real quick.
Well.
Kind of putting you on the spot, huh, bud?
Yeah. Well, I would like to talk about my team.
Let's talk about something real quick with your team. Any team, actually. Now, listen, guys, listen. We have our podcast. We listen to experts. We we joke around. We're saying we're the experts in anything and everything. But here's the deal. Even experts get things wrong. Right?
Yeah.
For example, everyone this week was saying don't start Larry Fitzgerald because Carson Palmer is injured. He's not going to play. Or this guy's injured. He may or may not play. Like Gronk. He came back 2 weeks ago. Everyone said plug him in. He didn't get a single point. So the thing with that is experts get things wrong too. So this week, Eli has Larry Fitzgerald on his team.
Yeah.
And after talking I even asked a couple experts, hey, what should he do? And they said, put him on the bench. Well, guess what? He goes off for 26 points. Now he has 26 points on the bench doing nothing. So with that, guys, experts make mistakes. But that, to me, that's one of the fun things about fantasy football. Trying to guess who does and who doesn't get the points every week. And unfortunately, Larry Fitzgerald got the points. And so we're going to have to deal with it. Don't get discouraged. It's week 5. Still plenty of time, roughly 7 to 8, 9 weeks, depending on when your playoffs start. But don't have a huge fire sale yet with your team. These are some of the tips we're going to. Just like we told you, don't outthink the room when it comes to the draft. Don't outthink and panic with your team so far. Unless you can absolutely take or steal somebody, then do it. Like last week I had a trade. I traded off Freeman and Coleman for Allen Robinson. Well, guess what? Robinson had a huge touchdown last week. I won that trade. I panicked a little, but I made up for it with Allen Robinson. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is hang tight. Start your starters. All right? Don't panic because Fitzgerald got 10 more points than he's projected. So now Eli's going to start him every week. Start your starters.
For his bye week.
Yeah, your top 2-3 rounds, start them. People benched Julio Jones last week. He got almost 50 points.
Yeah.
People are benching Todd Gurley. Don't bench your draft picks, your top 3 draft picks.
You drafted him for a reason.
Exactly.
I mean, you didn't draft him just to say, I drafted so-so.
Exactly. Lamar Miller's not doing great. You're still going to start him. We are still going to start him.
Yeah.
So hang tight, be patient, and just roll with it. It's unfortunate you leave points on the bench, but it's okay. You had a long season, and in fact, if Eli still comes out with the win, not a big deal. He left 26 points on the bench, but he still got the W.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully.
hang tight and just be there. All right, so let's get our. You got anything else you want to add to that?
No, not really.
All right, so we're gonna do our sponsors up one more time, and we're gonna get out of here for you guys. We want to thank GJP and Oswego once again over in the JCPenney Plaza. Thank you guys so much for this for sponsoring our podcast. All the pizza you guys hook us up with, it's great.
It really
Um,
is.
The guys, get over there, get their subs, great new subs. They will make anything for you. They just made up a new sub. It's like turkey, cheese, hot sauce, bacon.
Oh my gosh,
So-
that sounds so good.
Yeah, whatever you want to put on it, they'll make it for you. You want to make a cool, fancy, cool pizza, he'll make it for you. So get over to Larry and DJP in Oswego. Call them up at 315-207-1000 and just get your pizza. Also, we want to thank Shackley for energizing this podcast with our energy chews. They are a great burst of energy. I know Eli eats them all the time when he goes to play soccer or baseball and swimming. It's a great boost of energy. You don't get that rush. You don't get that rush of energy and peak and spike and crash like you do with those other over-the-counter energy drinks and stuff like that. It's a gradual climb and it's a gradual come down. And actually, you don't even feel either one, but you definitely feel the energy you're getting, and you don't have that. Like I know I used to drink. I had some of those energy drinks, and I thought my heart was gonna blow up because there was so much sugar and caffeine, and it was not good. I thought I was gonna die. But these energy chews are great by Shackley. And you can get a hold of my wife at abelawski@icloud.com. That's ABELAWSKE@icloud.com. And she'll give you all the information for Shackley. She loves talking to people about Shackley and their energy chews and their shakes and the vitamins they have. They have face washes, cleaning products for your home. Everything is green. Everything is clean. Guys, these energy chews, Olympic athletes eat these, so you know they're going to be healthy. They are, Olympics go through a lot of testing for stuff, so it's all those testing are passed and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a whole women's rowing team that uses Shackley.
Yeah, they got gold medals. They got a ton of gold medals this year in Rio. I think that's like almost 45 medals. So guys, Shackley's the real deal. Email my wife again at abelawski@icloud.com. And that's it. Any final comments or things you want to add to this podcast?
No, not really.
Nothing? No comments? All right, guys. Thank you.
Keep on listening to this podcast.
Yeah, and you can find it on Facebook at Tyler and Eli Fantasy Football Tips, and that's all we have. Oh, and our email. What's the email?
Email is Tyler and Eli Belawski.
No, Tyler and Eli FFTips@gmail.com. It's been 2 weeks, guys. We're a little rusty, but we're going to finish the season strong, and we can't thank you guys enough for listening. So, for Parker Belawski, Matthew Belawski,
Eli Belawski,
I'm Tyler Belawski, and you guys just got done listening to the Tyler and Eli Fantasy Football Tips podcast.
See you guys next week. Hopefully.